back to you, the Image Stop. Doing a quick overview tutorial of how to, I guess we're going to cover two things really quickly. First and foremost will be blog entry, and secondary will be how to remove or hide pages from your menu. That one is a little bit more involved than the blog entry, so we'll cover the blog entry first and then hit the other one. It's more involved, but probably a faster explanation. So let's first of all take a quick look at the current blog at Proactive Health Group's website here. You see here, now what this blog page is a feed of the existing blogs. It shows, up to, what do we have here, 9, I think? Yep, 9 posts, and then allows you to go and see older entries here and click there. I'm going to take a quick look at an actual blog post here. So here's what the blog post looks like once you scroll in, or sorry, once you click and go in. There's your title at the top, there's your content, it's got an image there. That'd be the same image that was used as the feature image at the end. And look at there, and it's got here's the next coming blog here, whatever, and you can actually scroll through and see what some of the other blogs are, which is awesome. Nice navigation. I like the visual here. It's just a fun one. But how to create these pages and get this going? Well, here's what we're going to show you. All right. So we'll use this one as our I guess reference point. But let's go in. I'm going to create a fake one for now, and we'll just use that as our overview. So when you first log in, here's your dashboard. That's what you'll get to. You'll notice that there are some, red numbers posted around. Those are usually alerts or things to pay attention to. Right now, all the updates have been completed. Right now, you just got a contact form entry, some SEO notes here, some insights, and a report that's available through the portal here, or the admin portal dashboard. Comments here, not a lot of things that are nothing urgent is what it comes down to. You notice here that this is just nothing more than spam. We can put a plug in to, remove all comments if you like, but that's adds a little bit more onto the website. Could slow things down just a little bit, not necessarily 100%, but if you start to see a lot, let us know. We can definitely add that in there. So let's go right now. So for adding a blog, first of all, blogs are all done in the posts section. So posts and blogs, very much the same thing. As you can see here, you've got all the different blogs here. Going back to this one, this was the herniated disc management. So I'm going to kind of go through here. Now you see in the categories, you've got some uncategorized and products. Okay. Well, the products one we're not concerned about right now. But what we are going to do is go to the herniated disc one. Now, what happens is, so on this level here, let me do a quick edit here. So I noticed something here. I want to make sure that this goes onto this same. So I'm just changing category. Notice what I did. There's ability to go in and change things. Quick little changes here on some of the basics. Now, further in, you can go in and edit this page directly. But actually, let's do that. Let's go into the page so you can see how it's structured. So here's the main page here. All pages are basically set up as sections, columns, or sections, rows, and columns in the rows with modules inside. In this case, you have a section here at the top with your title. That's a section, I guess the title section with a row, one full width row, and then a module for the title. Then you have a text module that's been added here below with 2 columns, one for the picture and then the rest for the text. And then as you see, as you scroll down, this is all labeled down there further within. So let's go and see this. This is how, there it is. So here's our section here, row, and there's that post title, or the title module I mentioned. Scrolling down here, here's your section row and more text. And then there's this, which is the row, post navigation, post slider. Though that would be, this is the navigation slider here. You'll notice it doesn't have anything to do with the footer in this section here. Noticing something here in the footer, we have to turn that off because I believe the Instagram gallery has been turned off. No big deal. So that here is automatically put into all pages. You don't have to worry about that. So otherwise, you have the title section, the footer section, which is the navigation section. There's your navigation section right there. And this is your content section here with the text. What I'm going to just take as an understanding here is anything that's in the green is something that is a global item. It is set up so that if you make a change in any of the green areas, it will affect all pages. So it would affect every page that has this title section up here. So those are set to function as is all the time, so you don't have to worry about changing those. The only section you need to worry about is the text section. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go in and we're going to create a new post. Now, many different ways of doing that. You can go to add new here over in the left hand side. You can go to posts, add new, a little button there, or it's even the plus and add new post there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply click this button. And we're going to just call this a test entry, just for the sake of argument. Now, once we've established what our title is for the page, we're going to click the Use the Builder. Okay. Now, the builder then is going to set up really nicely here, and we're going to say Clone Existing Page. Watch what happens here. This is an awesome way of doing things. Okay, hold on. There we go. Clone Existing Page. Sometimes you have to click back and forth because it shows some of the old, galleries that we are not available. So scroll through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually find that herniated disc one. So we're going to use that, and there it is. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to duplicate all of the page that has been set up there. Okay, so everything that we just showed you on the editing section for the other page. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. Now, two things you need to do. On the right hand side, you'll see we want a page layout. We want it to be a full width. We do not want to show the post title. Reason being is we already have a section for that we've already created, which is specialized. We also want to make sure that we add it to the right category. There we are. And we're going to add a feature image. Feature image is the ones that when we're looking at the blog. So let's go back into here and we'll go back a page. When we look at the blog entries, that's the pictures that show up at the top here. Okay. You notice some are slightly different size-wise. So the spacing is slightly different. That's just content and how the number of characters and everything fit into the boxes. So not a huge deal. So setting the feature image, we go in here. There's many in the media library you can use if you like, or you can go to upload files and select something from your computer. So I'm actually going to use a computer picture. And once the upload is finished, it can take just a little bit depending on the size of the image too. Now what happens too, because your hosting is set up with a CDN, what happens is its images and stuff will be shared and set on at the CDN level. So instead of just loading from one location, it will also show, or will be in other locations to load images faster. Now this is a little bit of a glitch we've noticed occasionally with some sites recently, and that's probably to do some upgrades, but it isn't necessarily the great glitch you may think it is. It says it likely failed because the server is busy. No, the delay was actually because it was going to, like I said, the CDN side of things. So what we found, weirdly enough, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to publish this page. And I know we haven't added any text yet, but I'm going to show you how to do that on the visual side just to make it easier to see. So we get that published. Now watch this. If I go in over here to the, so that's going to finish loading there. We go to the featured image section now, and we set featured image. That image is going to be actually loaded, already sitting in the media library. So it actually does work. It's kind of almost a false negative because of the delivery system of the images, but not a big deal. So I'm going to do the update again, and there that's set. And then when we have that one all done, what we're going to do is we're going to go to view post. So we're going to see what this post looks like. See, there you go. It's got the same thing and all the text here. Now we have to change that. So we're going to go to enable visual builder here at the top. And right now it shows up. So it's the same sections that we saw on the back end, but now this is the front end, the visual side. So we're going to go here, and here's some neat ways of doing it. I'm going to show you two fun ways and two really cool, simple ways to do this. Okay, we can go and click the gear, right? And in the gear area, it allows us to go in and copy, paste, do whatever we want. Okay, so we can take something that's been pre-written, copy it, and just paste it into this section. If you find if there's anything kind of looking odd, such as, let's actually look at this. We've got the what is a herniated disc, how the text looks up here. Well, that's pre-formatted, okay? So if I highlight that, that's a heading 3. If I highlight down here, this is a paragraph. So doing some of the formatting, if you'd like, what we recommend is not doing it in this window, but going here to the design section, heading text, heading 3, and if we want to change coloring, heading 3 text, I want it to be red. Look at that. So change it through the entire, all heading 3s. We'll change then. We can center them. make them all bold or capitals. So it's kind of fun that, what you can play with here in this whole module. Now we recommend, again, doing it in the design side, not this side, just because in this case, for instance, because this is all bold and italicized, we could not affect that in the back end the same. Now that we've done it, we can. Right, and it will affect all of the H3s, or the heading 3 settings. So that's one way of setting this up. Now, we'd actually recommend doing this as well. You see here, you can actually, there's lots of different controls you can use. I'm going to change this. So this is going to change the layout or the row structure. I'm going to change this to be this, okay? I'm going to go in. I'm going to get rid of this image because we don't want that here. Now watch this. We can go in here, select image. These are all the different modules that are available to your website, which is it's nice to have because it enables you to have a lot of variety in the way you build the site. You'll see here, this puts that picture over to the right hand side. Now, it's got a lot of space below, so what we recommend on this is we're simply going to go like this. We're going to duplicate, that's what this is, duplicate this section, okay, this entire thing. So if we scroll down, it duplicates the row structure again. But in this case, we're going to go here, click here, and we're going to scroll down all that and remove all that section there. Now we're going to go in here, take this, we're going to remove the top section, move this one, and we're going to change this structure to full width. And look at that, creates a nice little balance for the page, and lets us go through and have all this extra. Now you see there's an image that isn't working here, or isn't there. It may be because that image was being sampled from another website or something, and that's something that it's from the previous entry, so when it was done before. It's an older blog entry, to be honest. So what we'd recommend then is we actually go in and you can go in and remove it or add a new image if you will. In this case, I'd always recommend just to go through and do a removal. It just there we are. So very nice there. As far as adding anything with links and so on and so forth, that can all be done this way too. If you have to link to a different page, you can link through here. You have to add the URL there. If you're linking to anything outside of your website, we recommend that you always target it to a new window. Okay. Just because then if people leave your site, they go see the new stuff in the new window, and then they come back to your site, which is an important thing to do, and so on and so forth. But so once all that's done, once you've completed everything, you got to make sure you click this purple button at the bottom. It's going to set you up so you can see all the different navigation. You got to click save. Always click save, because once you click that save button, that will save that final page, so it's now available in the blog. We'll show you where that is, and don't worry, we'll remove it afterwards because it is a duplicate. We don't want that. But I would show you one real quick thing before we do that, and that is you notice here in the bottom right, it says it's got the different areas. So desktop view, we can actually look and see what this is going to kind of look like on a tablet, then what it's going to look like on a phone. And it gives you the overview and the idea, okay? And this is why we duplicate the page at the beginning, because we've already fine-tuned some of the sizing for the fonts and the titles and stuff. So if you duplicate one of the pre-existing ones, it will keep everything nice and balanced on all platforms. Now let's go to the blog and just see how that ends up loading. I'm going to refresh this page, and bang, there you go. Right there. There's that test entry. It works just fine. If we click the read more, it opens up and shows you that all that information right there again. So I will remove that page as I mentioned, and because we don't want that to show up on your website, but that gives you a quick overview on how to do the blog entry. Okay, and I will trash that right there. So that is that one. Now I'm going to go on. I'm going to show you how to hide the pages as was requested in in the email that we received. So we've already done one of the pages, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to do the last one that was requested. And I believe that was, let's see if I can find there to make sure I'm getting this correctly, done correctly here. I believe it was the executive medical that needed to be hidden. So what I'm actually going to do really quickly, I'll move this out of here. Sorry. just to scroll through. What I'm finding right now is just going to the proactive page to make sure we get this here, and I want to make sure that it is the kinesiology was hidden. Executive medical is the one. So here there are several steps in order to do it correctly. Okay. So first of all, we want to remove it from the executive from the menu. Okay. Now how that's done, if we I've already got this open. If you scroll down here from your dashboard and you go down to actually, you know what, I can do it from the home page. Go down to appearance and menus. When we have the main menu, that's all set. And as we scroll down here, you're going to see that executive medical is sitting there. Okay, it's a private page right now. And the reason for that being a private page is a curiosity. So if we click that right there, now it's been shut down at this point. See, that's why the private thing's coming up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to completely remove that from the menu. That's important because, okay, we don't want anybody to see that showing up there on the menu. So now it's gone. You can see it's no longer there on the menu. And if we go to the website, there we are, and we go to the website, it's no longer visible there. Now, one thing that could come up though is that as you scroll through here, it's still going to show up on in the back end, right? So in search engines may find it, all that kind of stuff. There's different ways of handling that. So if we actually go to executive menu, okay, if we go to the edit portion here, now you can do this in the quick edit as well, but I'd like to show you the full page. Over here on the right hand side, we can go here and we can change it from published, okay, or sorry, private to private means no one can have access to this one right now. I think that this may have been changed. And there's one way of finding this out too. If we go to revisions and I scroll down here, I can see that yes, 3 months ago this was changed. Okay, that's where. So it's interesting it's been put to a private page. So now it's hidden at least. So interesting. So yeah, if I change that to the public side, what I want to do is actually change this to a draft. Okay, reason being is when it comes to a draft, I think I can see this here if I go into your pages, just to show you in the back end. Here we are, back end, the pages in the back end. And we go through there because the kinesiology has been changed to draft. The reason it's draft is then search engines aren't going to be finding it, and that's a big part of why. So okay, and we go to this here, make a quick edit here. Let's just change that to draft on this side. Update and draft. There we go. So now executive medical is draft. Search engines won't find it, and that's an important thing. Here's one issue though, and that is, well, search engines don't find it and they see it's a page that's disappeared or missing. That can penalize you somewhat as far as, you know, not making it user friendly. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to this page. Okay, you see that I can copy this link address. Okay, now I'm going to go in, I'm going to scroll down to and go to the tools, and there's a redirection. So we're going to create a redirect for that page. So let's go add new, and we're going to say that we want this page now. Okay, and we're going to say target it. We want it to go to the home page. Right, and I'm going to open this up. I'm going to say it is a temporary redirect. We set that up this way and we add. So now if anybody goes to that page from it either being bookmarked or they happen to find it in a search, it will redirect to the home page. This could be changed to being a page that says, I'm sorry, that page has moved temporarily or whatever. We could change that as well, but this just gives you the ability to set this right so that it disappears. It's no longer in the menu, and if anybody finds it through a search, they still end up going to the site without being penalized, and they don't get that dreaded, oh no, the page is missing. So that's pretty much everything. If you've got any questions, let me know, and hopefully this explains the blog entry and the hiding of the page for you. Well, thank you so much, and have a great way.